As y'all know, we on the come up. I'll tell you that. Ladies and gentlemen, should we check out the submissions you people put? Should we or should we not? Because I believe we should. First, Sprake Zone Sharktank invention of the day is called the snoozer. Say goodbye to pesky insomnia. Alright. 0.4 seconds in, I'm out. Unfortunately, it's an out for me. Bro made a groundbreaking invention, literally a fucking shovel. You'd be very much right. You'd be very much right, indeed. Moving on. Alright, chat. So, for the snoozer solves it all you gotta do is shoot the device and you fall asleep. Disclaimer, Snooze Incorporated is not responsible for death or dismemberment. What kind of dismemberment? Where are you supposed to shoot the device into? Yeah, what is it? And how would you rate your invention? On a 10 scale. Alright, if you're that confident in your invention, let's hear it. Let's hear it if it's a groundbreaking invention. Ladies and gentlemen, the verdict. The verdict, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in. I'm already in. I'm investing 30% of the stake with $100 million on the line. Consider yourself invested in. Not to be confused with something else, if you know what I mean, but still. Very much groundbreaking discovery indeed. W's for that person. W's for that person. Alright, next one. The next invention we have on the line, believe it or not, is called 5 Nights at Diddy's Stream, where you play the full game. We can gamble channel points on it if you die or not in the night. I'm investing my left testicle. Alright. How is this supposed to be an invention? How is this supposed to be an invention? What's the deal? Come on now. What's the deal here? Literally, what's the deal? I don't get it. That's called, ladies and gentlemen, that's called gambling or betting, in case you didn't get the memo. And how would you rate your invention on a 10 scale? As you 0.4 seconds, I'm out. 0.4 seconds, I'm out. 0.4 seconds, I'm already out. I don't know about y'all, but I'm already out. No stakes here. No dollar investments. No fucking nothing. Alright? But listen, if we do play Five Nights at Freddy's, like a marathon, whatever, by any means, we'll have, like, you know, fucking predictions and shit like that. Hello, Casper IT, rest up. How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. If you're new here, welcome. I can make your day even better. How you doing, man? Welcome in. I assume you came from one of the Discord servers, so what we're doing right now is like Shark Tank inventions. If you got one on the spot, or you've been thinking of one in the most recent of times, make sure to drop them in the pin and in the actual Twitch chat. But yeah, honestly, I'm not investing into this one. It's not for me. Alright. Either way, those for that person. Clipped. Alright, buddy. Clip it. Exclamation mark clipping, haven't already. So, next one. Let's see what the next one is about. The money maker. It is a gun. I believe there is a whole economy sphere dedicated to firearms. Crazy. How would you rate your invention? A 9 out of 10. First one we've seen today, ladies and gentlemen. Am I investing into this? Question of the day. Am I investing into this? I'm out. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. But still, I gotta give the prop where it's due. Obviously, what do you mean the moneymaker, it is a gun? Are you like a hired assassin? Because you're kind of outing yourself, believe it or not. You're kind of outing yourself on the spot, if I'm being completely honest. So, unfortunately for you, I would not invest into something like this. Because listen, that will make me a criminal. And I lived in the blocks and, you know, the projects. I know what that looks like. It's not good at all. But yeah, I'm all out. Not for me. Moving on. The next one, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than the bully be gun. Still a gun. Okay, Chad, what's the fucking deal with gun? Why are we practicing Second Amendment here? Why are we practicing Second Amendment here? How would you rate your invention? A 9 out of 10. Seriously, 2 in a row. How do we manage to get 2 in a row? We're going 2 for 2 right now. And it would be really funny if we went for free. I'm all out for this one, by the way. Oh, never mind. Alright. Invention of the day. My invention is called the AI Annihilator. You know the theory where robots are going to take over the world one day? Well, not anymore with the AI Annihilator. Annihilator? What? I meant to say annihilator, I can't speak. This small chip is programmed into a separate compartment of the robot that is located near its core, so it doesn't try to disable the said chip. So you're telling me it's sentient and is aware of its, you know, destructible abilities. Very interesting. Exploding its core would be too boring and a quick death for the AI. Instead, we developed this tiny device to allow robots to feel the same pain as we humans do. Any signs of a robot trying to betray mankind will result in the poisoning of its core and a slow, painful death. Isn't this neat? No robots will want to revolt. Big W for humanity. Alright. Very interesting. Alright, very interesting. I'll tell you that. Very, very interesting. Now, what did you rate your invention? 10 out of 10. Alright, simple enough. I'll tell you that. Simple enough. So, boom. We gotta understand this, chat. Considering we are on probably the timeline, basis that we're gonna follow this thread of, like, probably following in the footsteps where, like, AI is gonna grow Rogue One. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going for this, like, timeline where the AI is gonna go rogue, where it's, like, one or something completely less along those lines, right? I'm willing to bet, considering AI cannot feel human feelings, there are some flaws in this design. So when you said, the poisoning of the core, you should have elaborated more on that point. Because as I said, AI cannot, like, feel anything. It's shallow. So unfortunately, considering you did not add up on any of the things, I'm willing to bet. I need to think about this one, chat. Fun fact, we afraid AI might overthrow is because of one, how it solves problems, and two, we are the problem that it's trying to solve. Bruh. Bars. Alright, chat. That was the AI Annihilator. I have to think about it. You need to elaborate more on this. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, next one, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what it's about. Alright, it's updating as we're speaking. Holy shit. Alright, before we switch, I need to drink. But listen, if you don't hydrate, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Alright. Next one, ladies and gentlemen. Is none other than Invention Protogen. Alright. Explanation. Myself is a protogen and they're cool. Okay. And they are technically bioengineered species being fitted with cybernetic enhancements allowed to do cool ass stuff. Your local friend and protogen who loves to write. Thank you, Simapoo, for the hydrate. How would you rate your invention? 8 out of 10. Alright, first one. Very nice. Alright, chat. There are some missing details here. Can that quote-unquote protogen be a helper or like a maid of sorts? And what do you mean by cool ass stuff? Can it do fucking tricks? Can it do like BMX, like, trick shots or whatever? Can it do a knife throw into a intervention no scope in Call of Duty? There are some things you gotta clarify, alright? Like, okay, I'm letting my mind wander, alright? So I'm asking the right questions because listen, I'm the investor here, alright? I'm investing into your ideas for the people watching, exactly. They can oh, so I assume it's yours. Probably. So I'm gonna say that. So boom, big shot. Travel to outer space to harvest materials for us. Alright, useful. So, considering that has been said, am I investing into this or not, ladies and gentlemen? The suspense is real. Ladies and gentlemen, with a good amount of stakes added to the course, and a lot of thought given to it, I'm opting in. Alright, I'm opting in, ladies and gentlemen. Willing to invest into the idea with 5% stake. Moving on. Alright, next one, ladies and gentlemen. Deep fried Minecraft. The invention is watching Sprake's ear get demolished. How would you rate your invention? 9 out of 10. If you consider this an invention, you should probably drop a dynamite literally next, for being honest. Am I opting out? Fuck yeah, I am. Fuck yeah, absolutely. Protogens are species of unlimited possibilities. Limit are your imagination. Looking at you to a chat. But yeah, next one, I'm opting out. 0.4 seconds, I'm opting out. No more. Alright, I need to burp. Goddamn. Alright, chat. Next one. What are we dealing with? The Murdernator. Just point it at someone and pull the trigger and they die. Completely untraceable. Murdernator Incorporated is not responsible for explosions of the device due to malfunctions in the barrel. I think 50% of what we just saw in today's stream is our fucking firearm company. I am not practicing Second Amendment, ladies and gentlemen. I am not American, as a matter of fact. Leave me alone. Firearm companies, please. How would you rate your invention? 10 out of 10. Of course you would. Nothing too surprising. Alright? Let me just collect myself real quick. That is fucking crazy. What am I even supposed to do with a murderer, right? Am I going, if there's like a purge outside, right? Am I supposed to go out and kill people? Explain, alright? I need some added context on this because listen, everything I'm seeing as of right now are just fucking suicidal tendencies or murderous tendencies to be, on point. Alright. I'm opting out, as I said. Next one. Mind control device. Chat, what the fuck is your problem with guns? Literally. What is your problem with guns? I don't get it. What, do you want to practice, firearm rights? Every firearm should, be in the public use? Explain? Because I don't get the memo. I literally don't get the memo, chat. What is even going on? Alright, next one, chat. Let's see what's about. Referee body pillow. Sprake already has the product. I'm not even opting in. What is that even supposed to mean, chat? Chat, what is that even supposed to mean? Chat, what is that supposed to mean? Explain. Explain. What is that supposed to mean? I don't get it. I literally don't get it. What is this supposed to mean? What? Huh? Alright, buddy. Am I opting in? The fuck no. I'm not opting the fucking nutty for a split second. How would you rate your invention? 3. Good. At least you're being honest about it. Alright, chat, what else do we got? I got a thing for you. The AI be gone. No, it is not a gun. Anyway, this device does marvels for uses AI 5,000 times over until the very service the AI runs out of stroke and has ceases to work. Very nice. Very nice. How would you rate your invention? 10 out. Chat, I think we had something very similar like a few seconds ago. Am I right or am I right? It was called the AI Annihilator. I just remembered. Alright. Fair enough. Am I opting in? Is the question. As of right. Ladies and gentlemen, am I opting in? With a very fierce answer, I am proud to say I'm absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. There are so many missing details. How it's gonna work. You laid out like a simple framework. What does it use? Is it like eco-friendly? None of that. It's basically trying to recreate a positive feedback loop for an AI by keep feeding it the same content it generates until it blows. Yeah, it doesn't make for a good business practice, now does it? Of course, unless it's ethical. Alright, moving on. Next one is invention, brain rot neutralizer. Explanation, no, not a gun, but the device can analyze a brain rot infested brain and try to slowly rehabilitate the brain back into normalcy by incorporating brain rot into actual knowledge and then slowly reduce the brain rot factor and increase factual fact. Chat, this might be peak. This might be peak. W device. Alright, chat, listen up. This is useful, believe it or not. How much is this? 8 out of 10. Alright. So boom. The last part I don't understand is the factual fact. What does that mean? Okay. If we're gonna take the other info displayed at us, this could be a generation saver. So without further ado, with 50% stake set in, I'm investing. What are the side effects? Does it make you dumb as a rock? You can only find out once you try it. I'll tell you that, chat. I'll tell you that. So, boom. 15% stake, 50 million on the spot. Moving on. What's the next one? The Pee-Pee Poo-Poo Nader 2000. Pointing at someone, they pee-pee poo-poo themselves. Pee-Pee Poo-Poo Incorporated is not responsible for the misuse of the product. Warning, do not point at sick people who already have too much pee-pee poo-poo mans. They're severely dangerous, have a cannibalistic nature. 4 out of 10. Chat, what does any of this mean? Because I think I just had a stroke reading that. I wouldn't even... My words got slurred, but it basically means replacing the brain rot factor with more knowledge stuff. So more on the general knowledge part is what you're referring to. At the same time, it wouldn't be that very much smart because all you could think of is brain rot. Well, it's probably reverse engineering at this point if I'm being completely honest. But either way, chat. Either way, that's not the point we're trying to get at. Alright? But yeah. Alright, chat. Am I opting in? Huh, funny that you asked that because the answer is truly fuck no. Absolutely not. Moving on. Next one on the line is part 2 of the AI Annihilator, which I already up to that, believer. This is where the fun begins. AI doesn't feel pain, but it doesn't mean we can't make them to feel it by adding nervous system to their skeletal structure. It's only inactive for now as they are supposed to work in harsh conditions on the death worlds where they build our cities and mine the resources humanity so desperately needs to expand its empire. So as you see, another big W for humanity. Well, can this be called labor work of sorts? Because honestly speaking, I can't tell. Honestly speaking, I can't tell. Honestly, I can't fucking tell if I'm being completely crazy, I'll tell you that. Alright, we'll call you rate your intention 10 out of 10. Even though I already upped it out of this one, I'm still standing on that ground. Moving on. Listen, if you have anything other than that, feel free to drop it in. Feel free to drop it in. Alright, Second Amendment be gone. This is gonna work so much differently for it. This is designed to kill the user. Do you got a robber inside? If they got our brand, you get to witness a robbery gone wrong as you're stuck with a dead body of a man who just broke into your house to shoot himself on purpose. We get the idea is stupid due to the fact one could just avoid our product. But what if we broke into people's cases and replaced them all of our devices? Boom! America implodes on itself as the dumb ones throw themselves in the void. Secret Service? More like secret stupid. We solved the problem for this busted economy. For if something goes wrong, you can just blame our product, pretend that dude you just shot has shot himself. But we know what you did. We know what you did to that family back in July. I did nothing. I did nothing. Alright? I did nothing. This is not a self-report. I did nothing. Literally. Did nothing. You just happened, believe it or not. But more on that later. Next one. Next one indeed. The anti-gun gun. What is wrong with you people liking guns so much? What's the gun idea? I don't get it. What's with you people liking the gun so much? The anti-gun gun. You see, this gun doesn't kill anybody, but will lock onto then shoot any gun that it sees. Therefore, this gun prevents the usage of gun by being a gun itself. I don't think this reverse logic works all that much, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know about y'all. I do not know about y'all. Fucking crazy. I'm opting out. No, I'm not even considering this as an option. I'm opting out. Next one, chat. Sarcasm translator. For people who can't take a joke. It'll basically analyze someone's speech and then translate into what they want to say for people who can comprehend sarcasm and irony. How would you rate your invention? 7 out of 10. Okay, chat, let's think this through for a split second, okay? Let's think this through for a split second. Considering some people can't comprehend sarcasm, Twitter people, I'm willing to bet that for whatever piece of reason, right? This could be a worthwhile investment opportunity. Believe it or not. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm willing to bet on my left nut, alright? That this could have some work. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the verdict, ladies and gentlemen. The verdict of this invention, with a daily announcement of 2.5 stake on the line and 25 mil on the line for the investment opportunity, I'm opting in. Ladies and gentlemen, W for this opportunity. W for this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, chat. Next one. Let's see what we're dealing. Cannibalism be gone. Okay, why is the talking topic of right now involving guns into the inventions and just incorporating cannibalism as like a side byproduct of all of it? Can anybody explain that? Can anybody explain that, chat? Because I, for the life of me, don't get it. What's the deal? What's the deal, chat? What's the deal? I don't get it. I don't get it. I literally don't get it. So I'm gonna insert a 4K invention in there. Also, speaking of inventions and insertions, I'm soon getting my first Twitch payout of $61. Don't ask me how. I'm just getting the shmoola, the young money. But yeah. Sorry I mentioned cannibalism is in the PP poo nader, and now they want more cannibalism. You're just adding more fuel to the fire. Like a 40mm bolter or whatnot. Willing to bet that's the case, chat. Alright, coming from the very same company as any other gun, we got a perfume that causes every single bit of human flesh to taste like actual shit. That's right, we've solved cannibalism by making cannibals throw up waste from the taste of the actual shit. And if that doesn't work, just call the cops or shoot them. We won't judge your cannibals after all. 10 out of 10 men. Alright, chat, so you might be thinking to yourself, well, how is Mr. Sprake gonna rate this? Will he opt in? Well, funny that you ask, because I absolutely, most certainly will. Fucking not. Y'all thought I was gonna invest this. Fuck. Alright, next one in line is the Sprake stream alarm. Don't get notified on streams? Well, this will solve it. As soon as Sprake stream starts, it will inject malware into your device, making it completely unusable until they access the Sprake stream. Then the malware will be undone. Sprake Stream Alarm Incorporated is not responsible for malware not being automatically removed due to errors. This doesn't mean people will stay. I want people to, tune into my streams, interact, and that comes from personally me. But if you're introducing the danger of malware, it has a very bad idea tied to it, Authenticity is important, believe it or not. Also, there's this Roblox game that I accidentally missed. It's called Tank Simulator. It's basically a game where you can build your own tank no matter how cursed they look to fight the enemy. Cool. Now, you might be wondering, am I gonna opt into this very conspicuous invention? The verdict is, with the highest stake imaginable of 0% I'm not opting in. No. Moving on, chat. Alright, next one. Let's see. The Thug Shaker Goku would be proud. Chat, we're doing fucking inventions. What would the Thug Shaker even contribute? You know what? No, I'm not even opting in. Not even a millisecond in, I'm not opting in. Fuck no. Fuck no, I'm not opting. Y'all fucking crazy. Jesus Christ, man. Make it make sense. Come on, dude. And it's a 10 out of 10. Of course it will be. That's the craziest part. Alright, chat. Next invention. Let's go see it. The Atomic Rearranger. Oh. Sick of useless stuff all over your house? Well, fear not. With our Atomic Rearranger, the very atomic matter of the stuff will be arranged into useful stuff with our advanced technology and quantum engineering. Just type what you'd like to turn into and it'll do its magic. Atomic Rearranger Incorporated is not responsible for misuse of the product. You do know what an atom is comprised of, right? I really hope you are aware what an atom has in its structure. So what you're saying is if you replace the number of neutrons into said structure or object, you could very much likely create a nuclear explosion, your house being the hotspot of it. I had an A in physics. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, the stakes are as it's displayed. Ladies and gentlemen, your boy will most certainly, most absolutely, be not investing into any piece of this invention because listen, I don't want a nuclear bomb going off into a random person's home and having to suffer a $1 billion lawsuit from it. Unfortunately. I'll tell you that. So boom, next one, chat. The Anti-Gun Gun 2. Wow, would you look at that. An Anti-Gun 2 2, the sequel. Well listen, when it comes to sequel, I'm no stranger to it. So by any means, ladies and gentlemen, that is an the sequel for me. Applause, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, would you look at that. Interesting. Sprake 2025, exactly. Yeah, boy, the realest one. Alright, next one. Yeah, you saw the part 2. Next one invention is the Sprake AI from the Be Gone. Why the fuck would you want an AI version of me when you have me? Live version on Twitch. Display the link below in like the after production. Why? On the realist, there is. Plug? Maybe. I don't fucking know. I don't get it. But either way, I'm open-minded, let's read through. You see, we figured out how to replicate your very aura. My aura is unmatched, alright? 1 out of 1, can't be replicated, no fall. And so we put it into an anime and why would you do that? What compels a human with rational thought to do that? What? I don't get it. Explain it. Unfortunately, our AI gained your anti-AI attitude and then ran into the road and got launched by a car hitting it head on. We didn't fix her, but then she beat the shit out of her boss and then got ran over again. We tried this multiple times, but she kept doing the same thing and then threw her boss into the road. As a result, we had to discontinue said AI. We're now an anti-AI first company, and no, said AI is not holding us at gunpoint to say that. Alright, a very plausible choice of words, I'll tell you that, chat. So, with that being said, one thing I can say with 100% of certainty, I can make an AI out of myself. But can it replicate me as a being? Very funny. Very funny. Fuck. I'm the realest streamer you'll see on this platform. Let that be a fucking fact. Alright? Simple as that. Am I opting in? The fuck no. Simply said. Alright. This was a 1 out of 10. The score reflects it. Alright, the score reflects it. Alright. Moving on. The next one, just given to the Thug Shaker. Life will be so much easier and Goku will be very proud. 50 gift subs. Moving on. Now, won't elaborate any further. Alright, next one invention, chat. Quantum Gateway. What did I say? Gateway. Gateway. I can't speak. Fuck. Alright, next one. The Quantum Gateway. Again, from Atomic Rearrange Incorporated, we present the Quantum Gateway. The quickest method to travel anywhere, deconstructing from a place and constructing somewhere else. We're not responsible for information being gone from molecules in your body, mutations, or radiation burn. Bruh, he ain't like an actual classified military intelligence for Cloud on Discord. Must have been a win, am I right, guys? But yeah, chat, if there is a foolproof method to prevent any mutations or anything under those lines, I'm willing to bet, ladies and gentlemen, by a fucking mileage of a product, that this can very much work. So, without any further ado, teleportation, real life. With a 18% stake, $5 billion of investments into this science branch, I am opting in. Great. Basically, quantum deconstruction and invent the teleportation. Exactly, that's what I'm... Alright, chat, moving on. Next one. We're closing near the end. The flying car. We here at Be Gone have invented the very first flying car. After several attempts of which ended with the car collapsing on our mascot and the time it got ran over a grandma during Christmas, we finally got the car to work and we got a way to prevent hit and runs. You see, we've moved on from guns and dedicated basic is the best. So if one of our car attempts to hit someone, it then crashes into the nearest prison and bricks itself. Get fucked up. Get fucked vehicular manslaughter burglar helper. Alright chat, listen up. You've given this a 4 out of 10. Considering it's coming from the same company, I cannot promise we'll make another banger like this. So without any form of reconsideration or care for any human life, that is a joke by the way, I'm opting in. I'm opting in, ladies and gentlemen. Round of W's. Round of W's, chat, in case you haven't already. Alright, let's move on. So boom. Next one, chat. Alright. The next one we have on our list is called Malwall. Free malicious software detection program designed to rival that used in many antivirus programs, yet are being kept behind paywalls. The program also offered the payment options for people who wanted full protections. For those who can't afford the full program, are in turn provided free internet safety courses. So even without the program's full-fledged protection, they could significantly avoid their private information being brokered online by data brokers, because prevention is #1 priority. Alright, bars. Rating invention 8 out of 10. Alright, you notice the flaws. You're aware of it. You can offer alternatives to the service you're offering. So boys, very simply said, very intuitively said. So ladies and gentlemen, with 17% stake on the line, and by any means, $150 million on the line, I'm investing. W's for the person. W's for the person indeed. W's for the person indeed. Moving on. The next invention we have on our line is Sprake X Referee Visual No. I'm ending stream. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate every single one of you. I will be seeing you next time. Of course, your boy is kidding. Of course your boy's fucking kidding. Crazy. That is absolutely fucking livid. Wow. I'm gonna read the rest of the text, considering this is a 3 out of 10. By those people in particular. So yeah. We here at Begun decided to try our hand at the visual novel. Unfortunately, some dude ran into here screaming at us about the Thug Shaker and then threw Goku figures at us before smashing our technology and therefore our progress on the visual novel. As a result, we had to sue the dude and try to start over. Future updates will be coming out, but as of now, the game must be restarted. Fuck you mean game restarted? The development or something else? I don't get it. Make it make sense, chat. Literally make it make sense. Crazy. Alright, probably the last invention for today, chat. Last invention probably for today. Let's see it. This better fucking surprise me, alright? This better fucking surprise me. So without further ado, let's see what we're dealing with. The Atomic Rearranger 2.0. Again by Atomic Rearranger Incorporated. It's like whenever I opt out of something or don't want to look at it, people just come in with a 2.0 expecting to come in with a mustache and glasses disguise. Expect me not to recognize. Literally. That is most the cartoon ass shit I've seen to date. That is not even up for discussion, ladies and gentlemen. That is not even up for discussion. Now comes with a safety for atomic fission, transforming anything into anything else. Even air into cheeseburgers or Sprake into sausages. We will love that. So you want to kill me. That is a short up translation for that. Crazy, alright? Crazy. The Atomic Rearranger 2.0 is way more safer than the Atomic Rearranger Model 1. We from Atomic Rearranger Incorporated are sure of this. Please do not create nuclear bombs with it. We're already being hunted by the military. So you're a fraud. So you're not even sure if your abilities or capabilities create something that is not being hunted by the government. Very interesting. There's one more. Yeah, I see. You added 4 more. As I said, this is the last. Alright, we'll check out those more. Alright. 10 out of 10. Alright. Listen, moving on. Let me just, there you go. There's 4 more. You don't say. How much is the stream delay, Chad? 1 to 3 delay. 1 to 3 delay. How much is the delay? I'm not letting 29 being the final number. Why? What's wrong with it, bro? The next invention we have on the line is McAfee Antivirus 2. Alright, let's see what this is about. Holy shit. We here at Begon tried to make the popular antivirus work well. Unfortunately, due to the incident, our customers are unable to install it because we lost the code to the installer. According to some, a weird dot appeared on their screens doing the Macarena. We do not know why. What do you mean doing the fucking Macarena? Must have been the wind. Must have been the wind. Must have been the wind, right? Exclamation mark clip if you haven't done already. But yeah, how would you rate your invention? 2 out of 10. You don't say. Someone's trying to copy my Malwall idea. But listen, it's not plagiarizing. You get your unique good twist to it. And mind you, considering this is a 2 out of 10, don't know much about it. Okay? Don't know much about it, I'll tell you that. Moving on. Alright, next one, chat. Next one. The Time and Space Traveler, again by Atomic Rearranging Corp. What do you mean, Space Traveler? That is a title. That is not a living human being. Alright, chat. Listen, I'm willing to bet if this something has to do with me doing some referee, considering I haven't read the text yet, I'm cutting this short. The Time Traveler is a simple watch, thankfully. However, with a button on its back, it deconstructs your current time and space and moves you into another one using an advanced wormhole and white hole technology. Our scientists grant safety this time, warning there's a 0.02 chance of summoning a supermassive black hole due to the 1,100 decibel sound wave it creates. You can Google that, and we are sorry for your families not being the same. Please recognize the body. That is a wild fucking... That is a wild fuck thing to ask from the company side. That is a one crude favor to ask for, I'll tell you that. Opting out, not even fucking considered. Moving on. Next one. What do we got? Anti-Red Bull. For when you crave Red Bull for some reason at 2 a.m. in the middle of the night, this drink will quickly neutralize the taurine and the caffeine within the Red Bull, so you can still enjoy your can of Red Bull without having to worry about not sleeping anymore. Yeah, I have a healthier alternative for this. Hold on, drum roll please. Incoming healthier alternative, a fucking lemonade. Wow, what a fucking marvel and ingenuity of human enterprise. Fucking lemonade. Did we lose the count, chat? Did we lose the count? Because I believe we did. Believe it or not. Alright? 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, I'm off. Read the one you skipped. We saw that. Which one? This is not an invention. I don't get it. I literally don't. Alright, potentially the last one if like 4 plus of them don't get just added up in like a split of a second. Leave it. Ladies and gentlemen. Probably the last one for today because the number is at an awful 34. The last one for today is dog merch. And what the fuck is a dog merch? Like, Chad, do you want me to bring my fucking dog? Do you want me to bring my fucking dog? Because listen, I want you to have a good look at him, alright? I can bring in the IRL version of Wibbles. I don't get it. Are we doing that or are we not doing that? Tell me. Oh, how do I look with this? Oh my god, I look like horrible. Alright. That is just fucking stupendous. You know what, chat? Okay, Wibbles, come in here for a split second in case you haven't already. There. What you gonna do now? Bet you won't do nothing. What you gonna do, huh? He's minding his own business. He's minding his own business. Tell you that. Okay, now back into your rifle's place. Alright, chat, moving on. Next one. And wait, what do you mean dog merch? You mentioning the dog, of course. We aren't sure why, but reports mentioned the dog burping, so we got the stock of toy dogs burping. We hate our existence. Interesting indeed. The Immortality Nader. What do you mean immortality? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? You know what, chat? I'm not gonna read for it. Fuck. Simple as a technology implant being shoved into the frontal cortex of the brain, creating waves of energy through the body, making it so even if your body is completely destroyed, if the chip remains, it will reconstruct you with energy, creating you still with your conscious and memory. Surprise, you murderers will, with your seemingly invincibility, turn off at any time in case you're even there when the earth explodes or even after the heat death of the universe. That is one way to put it. That is one way to put it. Am I opting in? Funny that you asked that. Fuck no. It got its own flaws. You made it very apparent. Even though you rated it at 10 out of 10. Fuck no. Next one, chat. Drunk driving simulator. Because we haven't had a hot second of those. Mortality is a disease, not a gift. I'll probably pick for it, believe it or not. Or whatever. We here at Be Gone decided to try and get into the drunk driving market. Why would there be a fucking market for it? We made a game where you drink and drive. Unfortunately, we've been told from the news sources that people are playing the game while driving. We tried to tell them to stop, but we couldn't. Luckily, they were driving flying cars, so we dumped them into the... Chat, are we playing fucking Hangman with these games? What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we fucking playing Hangman? Let me pick. Letter A. Like, what is even going on? Of course it's a 1-star invention, chat. Of course it's a 1-star. Fucking hell. Alright, moving on. Moving on, chat. Sprake, trademarked, motivational speaker for when you need that boost to get your grind going for the day. What a shocker. What a shocker, chat, indeed. I'm opting in. Fucking no equity, no nothing. I'm opting in. Fuck yeah. Alright, probably the last one, I hope so, is... How am I supposed to translate this? Yo, chat, if you don't fucking put this out here that I cannot speak Morse code, and I'll tell you this right off the bat, I am not a surveillance officer in World War II, alright? I cannot for the life of me speak Morse code, so whatever idea you had of me getting the knowledge that I speak of it, trust me, I don't fucking do. I fucking don't. Simple enough. Morse code, get a Morse code translator. Yeah, those cost a fucking... I mean, if you're not going to a site, those cost a good fucking antique version, 150. On the dashboard. On the dashboard. Alright, whatever. Yeah, moving on. The Reality Travel Nader. What is this? Is fucking Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated? Are we in contact with the man himself? Because listen, I'm willing to bet we are. I'm willing to bet we are at this point. Again, by Atomic Rearranger Incorporated. It's like a flag to work at this point. Listen, if I see this... I'm not even fucking reading through it. Ow, cramp in my fucking leaf. Ow, 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 cramp, 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 cramp. Ouch, ouch, cramp, ouchies. Drink water, yeah. Ugh. Cramp meant dehydration. You'd be very much right. Alright, whatever. Ooh, fuck. But yeah, 10 out of 10 invention, I doubt it. Reality Travel Nader is a simple smartphone-like object with technology to rip through reality itself. Yeah, this one just like going to the field of like, you know, science fiction. Again, another fucking Morse code. Another fucking Morse code translator. Morse code translator. What do we got? What are we working here with? The family reported to the news station that the grandma was found unresponsive. The car marks were found all over her body, and her tongues were torn beyond recognition. Was this fucking turning into an ARG, chat? Is this fucking turning into ARG? Yay or nay? I don't get it. What's the storyline? Moving on, chat. Alright. Atomic Range Incorporated is goated. Yeah, it's getting added to the Sprake cinematic universe at this point. Fuck. Like, you know, I don't even know what the fucking, like... Right here. Right, chat? I'm gonna drag you over here for a split second. Okay? Right here. Right here, chat. Simple as that. Crazy. Alright, next one, chat. I swear to God, if the next one is another Morse code, I will be throwing every single one of these responses out of the fucking cliff. Thank you. The multiversal travelinator, because we haven't had like a handheld device that does exactly that. It's like a Temu version of what you people are suggesting. We are successful in multiversal travel, making it so you can travel to any universe at all. And also, we're not Dr. Doofenshmirtz. It's with a Z, not an S. All multiverses are different, and we're not responsible if you teleport inside a wall. Very, very, very interesting. You cannot make this shit up, chat. You cannot be making this shit up. Alright, I believe... No, we have one more. Chat, if the next one is a Morse code, 5 get subs on the tap. I'm not even fucking complaining. If the next one is Morse code, pay up. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I believe that's it. Low-key. No, we have one more. What do you know? Is it a Morse code translator? Oh, it's not. Oh, finally a normal one, potential. The mass displacer, displacing masses of objects onto other objects or onto the user itself to ease transportation. Motherfucker, is this like a fucking Half-Life item? I must be tripping. Oh, it's a displacer cannon. None of that. None of that. Ah, interesting. Interesting. So yeah, chat, I believe this may be the final part of this segment. Obviously, we have the ones that were accepted. Obviously, for those that were accepted, will be getting added to the Twitch Chat Awards ceremony, which will be happening after we're done with this content roadmap we have. W's in chat. Spam the W's. Spam the W's and emojis. Spam the W's and emojis. The Sharktank pitch is chaotic. Yeah, I'll be doing more of those. So yeah, chaotic, very chaotic. Indeed, chat. Alright, chat. W's in chat. Emojis in the chat in case you haven't. And I think I haven't done something in a long time. And I think y'all fuck with it. Go for it, chat. Go for it. Go for it. Oh, no, wait. Chat. I'm receiving some very important news that we just received another one of these. I believe we just received another one of these, chat. I believe... hold on. I'm receiving reports that we just got 2 more additional replies. I believe we just did. Alright. Next one. I'm not fucking trans... Are we serious right now? You cannot be making this shit up. You cannot be making this shit up. Crazy. What we had, the Protogen, the Sprake motivational speaker, the manual, and the other stuff I didn't remember. Yeah, you can check back on the VOD in case you haven't. But yeah, we've went too far with technology. Again, Atomic Ranger Inc. Label. Next one. Another Morse code. Translate. Chat, are we making a fucking storyline? Because if I see one person in the Discord server doing exactly that, yeah, better pray to God. But yeah, chat, I'm closing this off. 7 responses. No, not anymore. But yeah, will I be doing more of these? 100% will. W's in the chat. In case you haven't, spam them W. But yeah, chat. What do you think of this? What do you think of this, Loki? What do you think of this? Wanted to hear your thoughts.